Well, Kevin Harvick, he's got momentum again after a horrendous Bristol. In the words of his crew chief, Gil Martin, Carl and Richard Childers had a Jesus meeting with him, shook them all up. They had a good Atlanta a couple days ago, and here, Saturday night, they won the Richmond 400. Mike Mullen for MikeMullen.net. The last race of the regular season, Richmond International Raceway, and it was a doozy. 15 caution flags, they were crashing right and left. Jimmie Johnson and Kurt Busch got into it again and again and again, and then Kurt got into it with some media guys after the race asking what's going on, and Jimmie said, well, you crash me, I'll crash you back. I think I've heard that before. I think some of these guys are beating themselves in the head game department as we get ready to go to Chicago for the opening round of the NASCAR playoffs. The 10-race chase to the championship. Right now, Kyle Busch looks pretty cool. Matt Kenseth looks pretty cool. All 12 guys that made the chase, they've had their points recycled back to zero, essentially, all even for the last 10 races of the season. And if I was giving somebody an edge, well, you got to look at the guys that are running tough right now. Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Jeff Gordon. Kurt Busch is, I don't know, a little off his game if you ask me. Ran pretty well tonight, despite all those things. Jimmie Johnson didn't have a very good night, but heck, he's had a pretty strong run so far this season, and he's won 5 straight. And of course, Carl Edwards, who came up about 2 car lengths shy of Kevin Harvick at the finish line. Another couple of laps. Carl says he'd have won the race. I don't know if he would or not. Kevin was pretty darn strong. Won the race off pit road. 15 laps to go. Jeff Gordon was leading when the final caution came out, but he came out second on pit stops, and that was the difference. Kevin Harvick got a good start. Carl came on, almost made it a game. Couldn't quite get to his rear bumper the last 2 miles. Well, you'll have that big time auto racing. Richmond, Kevin Harvick winning over Carl Edwards and Jeff Gordon and Kyle Busch, and those 4 guys were pretty tough all night. But I think all these guys were pretty tough on each other. When they get to Chicago, don't know what to expect, but one thing I know is that Richmond, this 3/4 mile track, is very similar to Loudon, stop in 2 weeks, and to Phoenix, where Jeff Gordon won earlier this year, and which is going to be one of the final races of the season in the chase. What we saw here, we might well see at those 2 tracks. Chicago, the chase starts next Sunday. Mike Mullen from MikeMullen.net. Richmond International Raceway, the final race of the regular season. Kevin Harvick wins over Carl Edwards, Jeff Gordon, and Kyle Busch.